guys. My dad is back here watching me. Why am I out in the rain doing this video? All right. Dobry Deen, everybody. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We are now in my beautiful home country of Canada, land of the free. As long as you pay your taxes, keep your mouth shut, and listen to and obey Justin Trudeau. That's a joke, unfortunately filled with a lot of truth. I come back to Canada for about 3 months every year to visit family, and during this year's visit, I can confirm Canada is no longer the best place to live in the world. I've had this feeling more and more with every visit over the past 10 years, and after what happened a few years ago with COVID and how the government handled things in such an extreme, controlling way, I sold everything and left permanently. Now I can go through all the things that have changed for the worse, but in my mind, here are my top three. Number one, free but unreliable healthcare. Many say Canada's free healthcare is a big plus, and it does work for most, only if you can wait. You can wait months for surgery and even many hours in the emergency room due to shortages with nurses and doctors, medical staff. And in the past 6 months, I've been helping my father, who's 93, and I see that when he needs health care the most, he has to wait an unreasonable amount of time for services, and for someone his age, treatment in months rather than having it right away can make a big difference in the quality of his life in his remaining years. So this is probably why many retired Canadians have opted to buy private health insurance so that they can access immediate health needs like surgery, and they usually have to go outside of Canada. Number two, income's not keeping up with the cost of living. Now, many have come to Canada since you can earn more, but if you're an immigrant earning minimum wage after taxes, there's just not enough left to pay for basic needs of shelter and food, which have doubled in the past 4 years. Right now I'm in my hometown of Brampton, and it's definitely overpopulated with immigrants who cannot even pay for a room in a shared house. This lack of supply has doubled the cost of living for everyone. And homeless shelters are full. I recently saw a video, I don't know if it's real, but it's of a campsite somewhere here in a wooded area here in Brampton, in the city that I'm in. So some have been forced to live outside at the beginning of winter since they cannot afford a place to live. And I think that's just crazy. Never would have expected that here in Canada. And number three, increased crime. This is a big one for me. I've grown up never really having to think about locking my doors, my car doors, my house door. But in the past 2 weeks, I've been forced to start thinking about the possibility of being robbed or having my car or home broken into. Crime is the highest ever. My father's neighbors over here recently installed security cameras on both sides here, and I'm hearing more news reports about retail smash and grab crimes, and as well as carjackings at gas stations. Really, really, really sad. This is definitely not the Canada that I grew up enjoying, a country that provided me with freedom, a head start at birth. Canada was the best choice for my parents in the 70s. That they came here with only $10 in their pocket. They had opportunity, they worked hard, they enjoyed a high quality of life, and I'm really happy that they came here. And I too enjoyed many of the good years growing up in the 80s and the 90s. But since about 2000, I can see that things slowly started going downhill. The negative changes in healthcare, incomes, and crime, I think, have reduced the quality of life here a lot. And I really feel bad for anyone coming here now with unrealistic expectations. I'm placing almost all the blame on a government, the Canadian government, making many poor decisions to cover their own agenda without concern for its citizens. They brought in a record number of immigrants. I think it's about 1 million people in the past year. And this appears to be their attempt to mask a weak economy and kick the can further down the road. And the next generation is going to have to deal with it. So is there a way to turn Canada around? I have an extreme idea to shut down immigration entirely until all Canadians have their basic needs taken care of first. But unfortunately, that's not how things work in the world. You either have to grow or collapse. So things may get worse before they get better. Many Ukrainians came to Canada in the past 2 years, and it's no surprise to see that almost all of them decided to go back after only a short time here. Think about that. Their experience must have been that bad that they decided to go back, even though the war still continues in their country. That alone says a lot. So that's my perspective on Canada, guys. I'm not looking to discourage anyone from coming here. Canada still has a lot of great things. Consider all your options beforehand, since just a short trial visit will drain all your savings just in a few months. The one thing that hasn't changed, as we can see, beautiful, cold, rainy December day. They say that I think it's sudden bursts of cold is good for your health, so that's a plus. We have a lot of that here. And I guess now it's time to do some work. We've had a lot of photos and video of our work helping families in Ukraine, and I've been really busy up until now helping my dad here in Canada. So we will start posting beginning with when we arrived in Kyiv last December. Also, I wanted to send a big thank you to our donors at Sasha Danilova, at Green Tea 2323, at Real Rhino, and at Artisan Factory. Thank you, guys. Your donations are still being used to provide the orphans we support in Lviv with internet access, which they're using to learn English through a program run by our partner charity, the Educational Equality Institute. That's it for now. Be sure to like, comment, follow Willie. Love you all. Papa.